guys, it's Bree. Welcome to A Dose of Breality. It's Wednesday, so you know what that means. It is Wisdom Wednesday, and you guys are in for a treat because you are getting a double dose of wisdom for your dollar. Just kidding, it is totally free here on YouTube, so, you know, double dose for free. So, first and foremost, it is November now, so I'm going to do my November MG update. So, for those of you who aren't into that, click out and you will see another video coming very shortly with your Wisdom Wednesday. So, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. For those of you who want to see the MG update, just stay tuned. Alright, so MG update for your viewing pleasure normally would happen on Mondays. However, due to MG of all things, I was absolutely flat out busted exhausted on Monday and could not bring myself to film. Horrible excuse, but this is what happens. So, what I want to talk about for my update is not going to be just about my personal struggle with MG. It's going to be a little bit of the wisdom part of it. So that's why I'm throwing it in with the Wisdom Wednesday. MG, neuromuscular autoimmune disorder. For those of you who may want to get some more information on it, I am by no means your all-knowing, powerful Oz on the subject. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge Wizard of Oz fan, so that's why I make the reference to that. But I'm by no means, you know, an all-knowing power on this, but I have it, and I know I did a lot of research on it when I found out that I had it. So, little background story on it for, you know, myself. I was diagnosed at 22. They suspected it when I was 7, but looking back through my history, I started showing symptoms at 6 months old. That's a long time to go undiagnosed. Whatever. I'm totally okay with it. I think I talked a little bit about it in my Dear Me video. I've come to terms, my family's come to terms, we're cool with it, that it is what it is. If I had not been, you know, if I had been diagnosed sooner, yes, I would have been able to start treatment sooner, but I wouldn't have been able to do half, even possibly more, of the fun things that I did. So, again, I digress. Into the wisdom part of it. Neuromuscular, neuro, starts in your brain. So, your brain controls a lot of different chemicals, neurotransmitters, for those of you who, you know, want to get sciencey and technical. So, those chemicals tell your muscles and your nerves to do certain things, like lift your arm. You know, for those of us with MG, things like lifting our arms, brushing our teeth, brushing our hair, standing up, swallowing, chewing food, breathing sometimes can be extraordinarily difficult. MG affects the voluntary muscles, the muscles that we control. It's not going to necessarily affect your heart, those things that are more automatic, but it can affect your breathing, which is scary, I'll be honest. So, autoimmune is your body's system that is supposed to fight things like cold, flu, things like that. Things that aren't supposed to occur within your body. Except when you have an autoimmune disorder, your body's fighting itself. That's not fun. I mean, that's what leads to things like the chronic fatigue that people with MG feel on a regular basis. I mean, if you're fighting a cold or you're fighting the flu, you're more tired than you normally are. So think about it in that perspective. Someone with MG is constantly, their body's in constant, you know, fight mode. That's a strain in and of itself. So your body is constantly sending out those, you know, antibodies, so to speak. And now I'm antibody negative, but my body's still constantly fighting itself, and it's breaking down itself in some way. So just to give you guys a perspective, so if you know somebody or one of your loved ones has MG, be a little bit understanding that sometimes this fatigue is not just, it's not that they don't want to do things. Now, places where MG affects me the most. Some days I wake up and I'm great. Things are good, you know, my head pops off the pillow, I'm chipper, I'm happy. Most days, things are good. Where it starts to turn is a couple hours into the day. And then I get tired. What I found for me personally, I just keep going, which is probably not the best thing to do, and my doctor kind of laughs at me a little bit, but I just keep going until I know I can stop, because then once I stop, I'm done. Monday was one of those days. I pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. I got home, I hit the couch, I was done. Like, it was a struggle for me to even get up just to eat dinner. That's not a good day. But sometimes you can't do that even. Some days I get up and it's a struggle to even get up out of bed. Where that fatigue is just constant, you feel like you haven't even slept. So you have your good days, you have your bad days. So I don't even know how to explain or why that happens, and I think that that's a struggle for doctors to explain as well. My doctor certainly doesn't have an answer for me as to why my MG has done that. For me personally, my MG started off as ocular. It started off with my right eye, the turn and the lid kind of happened all at once. The turn more so was prominent, and then the lid followed. Became more prominent as time went on, and then it started to generalize, and by what I mean by that is the facial muscles started to become less, they started to respond less. When I smile, my right side is not as symmetrical with my left, and then it started to generalize further into my breathing and my swallowing, and it's just sometimes that happens. With MG, some cases will remain ocular and some cases will generalize. A lot of cases will generalize. I wanted to pass along a little bit of wisdom here because I know the topic of MG, I talk about it a lot. At least I try to, because I think it's important to bring it up. I think it's important to pass along knowledge and to at least talk about it, because it's not something that everybody talks about, because nobody really knows about it. It's not a widely known disorder. But I wanted to bring to light some things that are kind of misconceptions or things that I get questions on, you know, and just discuss that. And I'm sorry that this video is a little bit longer, but I wanted to discuss those things in a little bit more detail and give you guys a little bit more wisdom. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll answer whatever questions I can, or send me a message, I'll do that as well. I will, of course, be back next month to do another MG chat and update you on, you know, what's going on with my life and my MG and all of that. And that's the end of my MG update video. I'll be back later with, you know, another Wisdom Wednesday for you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Never miss a dose of reality ever again. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Bree51687. I would love to interact with you in those ways. And I, like I said, will be back very shortly with another Wisdom Wednesday video. Bye, guys.